The average person, where they start to build wealth from first, a lot of times is where they live, their home. It's a source for some level of wealth down the line, whether they use it in their lifetime or they pass it down to their kids. That really is the cornerstone for wealth, right? Is home ownership. And again, he can also take the property and rent it out, if he was to ever move.
And I think something needs to be done yesterday regarding this.
He is not alone. Isaiah Thompson co-authored this report, where he found the way homes in New York City are assessed negatively impacts communities of color the most.
Are there inconsistencies in how property taxes are collected in New York City? Absolutely.
Finance Commissioner Preston Niblack is in charge of collecting taxes based on laws that were passed decades ago.
That inequity is something that has often been decried, and it is one that we have some proposals that we have talked to Albany about to fix.
It's complicated. Different properties in the city are valued using different methods. If you live in an area that's undergoing rapid growth and gentrification, there is a cap on how much you're taxed, so you're not paying big increases all at once.
Let's analyze that for a minute. So what are they really saying? They're really saying that in areas that are being more gentrified, this is where they're not hitting people over the head for taxes. And I've talked about this on this channel before, that, gentrification can be a good thing, right? And gentrification isn't just a race thing, but typically let's keep it funky. Let's keep it real. Typically, it's usually a Black or Latino neighborhood, low income, and then, more affluent people come in. And then you have an area that is lifted up because you have newer renovation, newer homes, newer apartment buildings, newer condos. People come in, more businesses come in the area. Is what you call gentrify, which is, not necessarily a bad thing, but a lot of times the local governments, they do not hit people over the head. They don't hit the new homeowners over the head. They don't hit the new businesses over the head for taxes because they don't want to discourage people to come into that neighborhood and live. But what the problem is that when you look at a city like New York, what they essentially do is that they shove the higher tax burden on the area where the gentrification isn't happening. There's all this conversation about the cost of living, right? Just in New York is a great example of that. All of these people think that they are, I'm going to vote for, Zohran Mamdani because he's going to give all these free services and free this and free that. And then when you really break it down, what's hitting people for the cost of living, you have to dig a little bit deeper. It's not just that it's costs went up, but you got to understand why the costs are going up. You got to understand why you're paying so much. Put it like this: whether you are a Democrat or Republican, you want your local government to be conservative, meaning that you want your local government to function lean, and you want to keep a low. You don't want a bloated government anywhere. You really don't. It's crazy because the ideology of big government versus small government, we don't have this conversation enough. I think that we're getting to a point where people are starting to think about that. But I think that particularly the Democrats have had a big problem with their messaging and why people are becoming disconnected. And I think in a lot of ways, there's a lot of noise because there's this idea that the Republicans want to take away everything from you and the Democrats are fighting to keep everything from you. The conversation is way more nuanced than that. It's way more nuanced than that. Just like the example I gave you, just in New York alone, Zohran Mamdani, in my opinion, anybody running for governor should be running for mayor should be talking about the property tax issue. Because, if you look at this guy in Flatbush who has this home, if he loses that home, he's finished. And he's not going to lose it because he can't pay his mortgage. It's because he can't pay his property taxes. And he's paying higher property taxes than people who live closer to Manhattan. That in and of itself, a mayor should be talking about that, because at the end of the day, this is what contributes to the cost of living. Not having a free bus or getting on the subway for free. That's not going to solve the problem. It's the things that are raising the cost of living. And again, property taxes is one of those things. What is equity stripping? It's really where local governments, let me turn this off. It's really where local governments will, because just for a second, just so you understand how property taxes are assessed, your local government goes in every year. They kind of look at, a home and they reassess what they think the property is worth. Every year, the government, they'll go around your local government and they'll They'll kind of come peep your home out, see if you painted it or you did some addition or you're whatever it is you may have done. They go around and they do that.